Hello, everyone. Here's your weather hazard briefing for the last day of January. We continue with some very dangerous and cold conditions across the area, especially when we're looking at wind chills for today, this morning. We do actually have a little bit of moisture coming through, and that can produce some light snow or flurries off and on through tomorrow at this point. Nothing that is going to be that much of an impact across our area. We do eventually get warm weather back in here. It'll be the latter half of this week into the weekend. That puts us from many degrees below average to right about average for this time of year, but a little better chance of rain and snow coming in as we head for the Friday time frame onward. On the satellite, we do have a little bit of moisture moving through mid and high level cloud cover, and this may produce that little bit of light snow or flurry activity off and on today and tomorrow as it comes through our area. If we can get anything more than dusting, we'll be lucky. I think maybe up around Island Park, we might get that might be where we get some accumulations up around an inch at best. But the bigger story will be the dangerous wind chills area wide for today across our area. For tomorrow, as temperatures slowly start to moderate, we still have some gusty winds, and these winds, gusty is probably not the right word for it, as it's going to be so cold. We're talking winds under 10 miles an hour, producing low wind chills. The worst of the wind chills for Wednesday will be across portions of the Snake Plain and over into the southern and eastern highlands. And you see that continuing into Thursday, but the wind chills and the temperatures coming up. Like I said, by Friday, a little bit of light rain and snow. Most of this will be snow in the higher elevations. The lower elevations of the South Hills over into the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, if we can get precipitation to fall in those areas, it would be a little bit of a mix. And then that precipitation, bit of a break Saturday, but still continuing across the highland regions for this morning. And looking where those wind chills are for this morning at this point, we're seeing wind chills in many areas easily minus 30 or colder in the upper part of the Snake Plain into the eastern highlands as well. Some of our higher elevations in the central mountains, some of those wind chills are easily below minus 30. In some places, we're seeing wind chills minus 40 to minus 50 for this morning, and that trend will continue through most of the morning hours across our area. So what else is going to go on for today? We've been talking about the chance of precipitation coming through. And you'll notice as we go through the day, maybe a little bit more organized band coming through. Looking at this, what we're showing you here is what, would maybe looking at radar, what it would look like if you were looking at the radar. But not a lot of moisture is going to fall. So this has got a little bit more, looks a little bit worse for wear than actually what we're going to be seeing. And most of that precipitation, where it's going to fall, is be up in the eastern highlands, up around Island Park. The Montana border region. Very light snow flurry activity once you get farther south and west across the area into the Snake Plain, into the southeastern highlands through the rest of this afternoon and this evening. And then we go into tomorrow, a little bit of moisture moving through, but again, most of it's going to stay to our north, maybe again up around Island Park, also up into Limhi County, and also the Frank Church, a little bit of light snow as possible in those areas. For those wind gusts, most of those winds we said will be under 10 miles an hour. We might see a few spots where gusts around to 10, 15 miles per hour at times. They increase a little bit this afternoon, especially over the higher elevations of the central mountains, where some of those gusts could be in excess of 20 miles per hour, but otherwise still fairly light winds across the area. Temperatures this afternoon, single digits over a good chunk of the Snake Plain into the eastern highlands. Teens elsewhere across the area, but those wind chills still in many areas later on this afternoon running 25 to 35 below zero. And still, even when we have the wind chills that are a little bit higher, still, we're only talking about just a few minutes of exposure if you're outside for frostbite and hypothermia to set in those areas. For this evening, those wind gusts do continue, and with a little bit of a down valley flow, that northeast wind across the Magic Valley, a little bit higher gust potential, especially as you get down towards Shoshone and Jerome in that area. And temperatures for tonight, a lot of areas still running around 0 to 10 above zero, where we get the colder air to stay trapped in. It'll be running about 5 to 15 below zero, maybe closer to 20 below out across the INL. And those wind gusts, those dangerous wind chills, 15 to 25 below in the same areas where we're seeing those temperatures well below zero air temperature wise. Otherwise, around 0 to 15 below for wind chills for as we go into tomorrow morning. Highs tomorrow, we do see them moderating. Now, this is going to be interesting to watch. We may have to slow down this warm-up, knock a few degrees off of these temperatures, especially Wednesday into Thursday. We've got some really cold air that's stuck in here. We've got the snow cover that's here. Sometimes the model forecasts tend to warm things up a little too quick in these situations, but something we'll be watching. But the trend is that it will be warming up as we get through the rest of the week. Teens over a good chunk of the area. Where we can get a little bit warmer tomorrow will be in the mid-20s, might be closer to freezing over towards Twin into the Treasure Valley, and maybe down towards Oakley and the City of Rocks. Again, we might be warming things up just a little bit too quick for tomorrow. But as we go into Thursday, those temperatures continue to warm, and we'll be pushing freezing in some of the lower elevations of the Central Mountains, also around Driggs, Swan Valley, over towards Palisades, also trying to push to near or just above freezing for the Magic Valley onto the south and the west into the Treasure Valley for Thursday. And for Friday, those temperatures continue to warm, and we start to get warm enough potentially by Friday. We talked about some of these areas like Pocatello, Burley, Oakley, over towards Twin Falls into the Treasure Valley. Might be, if we get moisture to fall during the day, it's a little bit of a mix of rain and snow in those areas. So, and that trend will continue into Saturday across the area. So once again, today we still have dangerous wind chills across the region. Do bundle up if you're going to be outside. Some of these wind chills still well below minus 20 degrees. Some areas continuing closer to 40 to 50 below this morning. We have a little bit of moisture coming through for today and tomorrow for a little bit of light snow or flurry activity. Any accumulations, really not much of an impact. The big story will continue to be the cold air temperatures and the wind chills as well. We do get a warmer weather to return later on this week, pushing us back up to where we should be for this time of year, heading out of January into the early part of February. Have a great day, and once again, if you're going out, do bundle up and stay safe out there, everyone.